Here we are again, ladies and gentlemen, back with yet another One Piece Reflections here today. I just wanted to take this moment to thank everyone who has been watching my channel all this time, for tuning in whenever I do these reflections, tuning in for whenever I do reactions. Sorry, I might need to put these pins on different places so that they don't just lean backwards like that. Or, maybe I should just pin these into the clothes themselves so that they don't move. Probably should have did that before. But now, here we go. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another iterations of One Piece Reflections. At the end of every month, of which we go over the chapters of all the One Piece chapters that have been released throughout the months. And seeing as how there hasn't been like a massive break in between every chapter of One Piece throughout these months, I feel before the end of this year, we will see 1,000 chapters of One Piece. If Oda does like one break and then does 2 chapters, we'll more than likely see 1,000 chapters before this year's end, or before. I would like to think we will see. Yeah, we'll definitely see 1,000 chapters of One Piece before this year is over, due to the speed of which we're getting these chapters out now. Hello, Neil Johnson. Hello, J Rich TV. Good to see the both of you. Now, as you know, I always do a review at the end of each month, and we only got 3 chapters in the month of August, and all of them were pretty much ramping up the final battle for Wano. So, let's go ahead and get started with it, and then we'll just talk about it as we go. So, we have Oh My Family. We got chapters 9, 86, 87, and 88. Hold on, let me move my microphone in front of me so I can do this a lot better. We got 96, 986, 987, and 988, and all of them were good chapters. In my opinion, all of them were very good chapters, and they all set up like a bigger battle by the end of the last chapter that we got in this month. So, going forward, we have Oh My Family. Pound watches his family sail away because they have no idea who they are, because they have no idea who he is, and they call him weird. So, as this goes on, it cuts to the rear entrance of Onigashima, where Kinemon and Denjiro convene with all the rest of the Akazaya 9, where it appears that Kanjiro has been defeated by Kikunojo, and Kiku is crying over the matter, as is Raizo. And as they meet up with one another, they look at the body of Kanjiro, and they just walk past him, and they both realize that Izo is there. So every single vassal that has served Oden is now there in Onigashima, all at one place. And they're all surprised to see Izo there. So this is where you've chosen to make your last stand. I've missed too many chances for a glorious and meaningful death. And I believe in those chances, he also thinks of Marineford as well, with Whitebeard. So all those times he could have died a glorious and meaningful death, Whitebeard denied him that when he told his crew to escape. But here in Onigashima, he can now fight in a battle where he can have like a meaningful death and whatever. Very well, let's hurry. Choose. And here we still have Kaido telling the samurai that served Orochi, choose, samurai of Orochi. Will you die here like your liege, or will you conquer the world with us? I'm familiar with the great loyalty of samurai. If you choose to fight us and die, I give you my praise. So he knows the loyalty of samurai, and he knows just how strong they are. If they choose to fight him and they die, he'll, like he did with Oden, he'll give them his profound respect and praise before he kills them. But we have former Oniwabanshu captain Fukuro Kuju and former Mimiwarigumi captain Hote. They both renounce serving under Orochi, and they both say that the 5,000 members of the Oniwabanshu, the ninja force of Wano, are at your beck and call. They immediately side with Kaido. And the samurai of Wano, 5,000 strong, offer you our allegiance. And they all side with Kaido as well. So pretty much the majority of the forces that served Orochi now all serve Kaido at this point in time. And the Oniwa Banshu, I didn't make note of this before, but they all breathe a sigh of relief because all of them breathe a sigh of relief because they did not want to fight the Beast Pirates and Kaido. So this is a much more beneficial and better for their lives decision versus them trying to fight Kaido and his entire army. Poor Shogun Orochi, well, whatever. And pretty much all the samurai and the Oniwa Banshu that are with them, they are all just like, poor Shogun Orochi. Well, whatever. We didn't want to have to fight you guys anyway. Have they no warrior's pride? And of course, seeing as how many of them are samurai, and samurai in Wano are very honorable people, depending on who they serve under, they have a reputation of being very honorable. So with that, it kind of angers Grandpa Hiyu because he knows them as samurai, and for them to just throw away their pride and their loyalty to one individual and just join up with another, that kind of, makes him upset because it's the pride of the samurais on the line. They have a worldwide reputation. And then we have Big Mom, so we've cleared up the manpower question, keep them nice and snug down there, and she has both Carrot and Nami imprisoned and held down by homies. As long as they don't spot Shinobu, we've still got a chance, because at that point, Shinobu escaped the grasp of Big Mom, where Carrot and Nami were the only ones who were grabbed in the instance. She can still save Momo, and it shows, hey D-Train, it still shows Shinobu jumping up through the rafters as she makes her way to where Momonosuke is. Lord Odin saw the situation clearly. He knew that vanquishing Orochi would change nothing. Even 20 years ago, the true enemy was Kaido. And then we have Kaido just laughing because you have Queen, King, and Jack there. Hey kid, now Wano has neither a shogun to lead it nor samurai to serve him. The fools in the Flower Capital are carrying on with their festival unaware that this is their final night of freedom. And it shows the Fire Festival in the Flower Capital where no one knows what's going on at Onigashima right now. They don't know that their former shogun Orochi lies dead, which at the same time, it's still up in the air if he's truly dead or not, because as we know, and in the many conversations I've had with you concerning his mythical Zoan powers, we still don't know if we've seen all of it and whether he can survive having his head cut off, and it just renders one of his Yamato no Orochi heads inert and useless, and it's just cut off in that form. We don't know how it'll function for him, so his death is still up in the air. And some people think that Kanjiro's death is up in the air. Maybe he drew a very, very realistic clone of himself, and that's the one that Kikunojo cut down. Still a lot of theories up there in the air, but we still need to wait for these chapters to come out in order for us to confirm our suspicions or denounce them. So everyone is completely oblivious to what's going on Onigashima right now, not knowing that what happens after the Battle of Onigashima will determine whether or not Wano is free from tyranny or it's another 1,000 years of death. So whatever happens on Onigashima right now is going to dictate the very future of Wano. And then he continues to talk to Momonosuke. I always had this nagging doubt in my mind. How could a little coward like you possibly be the son of Kozuki Oden? This execution is meant to bring an end to the old Wano. But now that I think back upon that day 20 years ago in the burning castle, you did not answer my question. And back then, Kaido was asking him what his name was, and Momonosuke never gave him an answer. Same moment where Momonosuke got scared of heights. If you are not the son of Kozuki Oden and Toki, then I'll call off this execution and offer a full apology for the confusion. So I ask you one more time, boy, what is your name? And of course, we have the usual fanfare from the Beast Pirates, laughing at the prospect of Momonosuke possibly denouncing his name and getting off scot-free, though knowing Kaido, I don't know if that would stick, but then again, he has been a man of his word. So, of all things, he's not just a bald-faced liar. Even if he's as sadistic and as destructive as he is, he still has a sense of honor and a little bit of respect for those that actually prove their worth. Reflections and IHOP. Yo, you got them pumpkin spice pancakes? Also, good to see you, fandom. Good to see you, Static. And CJ. Where are we reading from at the moment? We are on chapter 986, going through 987 and 988, since those are the 3 chapters that we got in August. And I'm just now on pages 8 and 9. I'm reading from the Viz site as usual. So we're just going through this with Kaido asking what Momonosuke's name is. And we get to the point where the Beast Pirates are cheering him on. You better come up with a funny name, kid. And then it shows Luffy beating down Beast Pirates and Yamato beating down Beast Pirates. What do you mean? That little boy's the real Kozuki Momonosuke? Yep, and all the vassals are still alive. And in this moment, pretty much everything that Yamato was led to believe as far as the death of the vassals and that no one is left alive, she now knows that they're all alive now. Now, she's still under the delusion that she is Kozuki Oden. Like, she's the ultimate maximum fangirl. So right now, who knows what type of thoughts are going through her mind right now concerning the fact that the people she once thought were dead are now all alive. Every single one of them. Except for Kanjiro. But we put that in the air until we actually get a full-on confirmation. Because I would hate for Oda to just introduce a new mythical Zoan type and we never see its special ability outside of, having a whole bunch of heads. And that's it. And then we never see it again. I would hate for that to be the case. But I hold out hope that we find out what Orochi's Devil Fruit special mythical ability is. Hey, Karma, good to see you. Now let me take these off like I promised. And it shows that at this moment where Yamato still have the cuffs on, she gets them off later. You just want them removed, right? Actually, just to be sure, take them off and throw them away. Throw them far away. I don't think they'll explode, but just in case. And then Luffy channels the very same energy that Rayleigh did, and like he did when he took the collars off of both himself and Grandpa Hugh, and using both armament haki and observation, he rips them off real fast, and he throws them away. Then it shows who's who, and it shows Ulti. Of course, it doesn't show Sasaki quite yet, but they're heading towards the performance stage. And, Ulti still has a vendetta against Yamato for, smacking her in the face with one of Kaido's moves. So she still has it in for her. Then it shows part of the Frankie tank running through in areas where the numbers are. This is where Usopp and Chopper are right now. They're unaccounted for in the next 2 chapters, but I feel that we're going to see more of them in the next chapter since we just got, we'll get to that part. We'll get to that part because it's in the last chapter. We have Chopper and Usopp running through the area where the numbers are. Usopp, we're going the wrong way. Hey, you heard that announcement. They're going to kill Momo. There's danger all around, Usopp. Are these giants? Trust in the toughness of General Frankie's exterior. And then we have the vassals making their way through, cutting down more beast pirates. And these look kind of like the same drunk people that were trying to... No, these are some different drunk people. But we got Kawamatsu, Inuarashi, and Shutemaru cutting down more beast pirates as they make their way in. We got a shot of Beppo and Law. We got a shot of Kid beating up a beast pirate. Looks like he's crushing him in his metal hands. And we got a shot of Zoro cutting up people. Literally both Law, Kid, and Zoro are just cutting down everyone. You are meant to one day carry this nation on your shoulders. And these are the thoughts going through Momonosuke's mind as he thinks of his mother. One day I'm going to be king of the pirates. And this is when Luffy and Momonosuke are talking to each other. And then we have a flashback of Oden himself talking to his son. What's that? Where your name came from. And then here's the moment where Momonosuke just becomes the bravest he's ever been. Momo is a name that means second to none. My name is Kozuki Momonosuke, the man who will be Shogun of Wano. And everyone gets surprised by this, and even Kaido doesn't say anything to this. He's all like, what? Huh? I didn't expect this kid to say that. And of course, because they're ignorant, the rest of the beast pirates, without any common sense, just immediately start laughing because they don't know the gravity behind Momonosuke proclaiming his name out loud. Father, mother, I wanted to be a man worthy of facing you in the afterlife. Hiyori, I wish I could see you again. I wish I could have seen you again. The numbers are disappointing, man. They all had silhouettes, but now they finally see them. They ain't doing nothing. Not yet. Not yet. But we'll have to see. I don't want to die. I don't want to cry. It is shameful for a warrior to cry in front of others. And of course, he's holding back tears as Kaido prepares himself to, kill Momonosuke right then and there. He gets his kanabo in his hand and he's preparing like he's winding up. And then there's the explosion that comes from the very handcuffs that Yamato feared would blow up. She didn't know if they were real or not, but after they explode, she pretty much says, he really was going to kill me. I can't believe that cow gorilla. And of course it shows both Luffy and Yamato it looks like they're being launched by that very explosion. So it must have been a massive explosion. Because not only does it take up a big chunk of the platform, like not a big chunk of the performance platform that Kaido is on top of, but a big chunk of the area that there's a part where it's just like cliffside with the little mini waterfalls and platform areas. That part has been blown up. It's right in front of the performance area where they are. Well, that settles it. No, I no longer think of him as a father. And then, of course, it has both Yamato and Luffy landing right in front of the explosion. Wait, Yamao! What just happened? Did something explode? And no one knows what's going on right now. Well, we made it in time, but we're not the ones who start this battle. And then it shows, it shows Kaido about to wind up. And then the Akazaya 9 come in from the door behind them. The Akazaya Samurai, both King, Queen, and Jack are surprised. Where'd they come from? The Mink Kings. They're alive. And Izo shows his marksmanship by shooting the sword that's in King's hand out of his hand, so King is out of a weapon at the moment. Then it shows Raizo, Kawamatsu, Kikunojo, Inuarashi. It shows Nekomamushi smacking the kanabo out of Kaido's hand, and it shows Shutenmaru, and then it shows Kinemon and Denjiro both going straight for Kaido right then and there. Huh? Is that you, Kiyoshiro? Surrender your name and be as a child. Put your life into this attack. And it shows both Kinemon and Denjiro right on top of Kaido. Your swords can do nothing to me. Never come back to Wano. And it's in this moment that Kaido has a flashback where Oden was fighting him. Oden? Uh-oh, this ain't time for drinks. Grab your weapons. Tsunache! It's a raid! And then the panel ends with all the Akazaya 9, well, almost all of them, jumping towards Kaido. Izo is still shooting in the direction of King, while the rest of the Akazaya 9 clear a path so that Denjiro and Kinemon are the first one to land on Kaido, as he tries to grab Nekomamushi's face and keep him from scratching him in the face. But they all just land on him, and it is this moment right here is such a great chapter. Oh, it's so good. So, moving on to the next chapter. Hold on, let me get it set up. Here we go. In chapter 987, it's loading. A nice full-on cover page. Then we move on to chapters 987, Vassals of Glory. And in starting this chapter, we see a flashback of when Oden gives Kaido his one and only scar in this moment. Then it cuts to the Hour of Legends, where Oden uses his strength to launch all of his vassals out of the giant pool of boiling oil that he was being executed in. Then it shows the vassals running for their lives. And then it shows Oden saying, don't make the mistake of underestimating our samurai. Then, before Kaido delivers the final blow to Oden, they will speak of you for years to come. They can forget me for all I care. My soul will live on. And in that moment, Kaido kills him. Kaido delivers the final blow to him. And then we get back to the present day, where Kaido snaps back to his senses. and they're still tumbling out of the platform. Lord Kaido! The Akazaya Samurai! It's a raid! Grab your weapons! And it shows Kinemon doing his best to pierce, to try and push his sword into Kaido's body, which he successfully does. Then it shows Kikunojo embedding their sword into his sword, her sword, whichever pronoun you want to use. I don't care. Embedding their sword into Kaido's hand. It shows Nekomamushi grabbing hold of Kaido's arm so he can't move. And then it shows Raizo with dual swords holding him to Kaido's neck. And then all of a sudden, the scar, the very same scar that Odin gave to Kaido, starts to throb in pain. The scar I got from Odin, and he's sweating bullets. Why does it hurt? Why do their blades pierce me? And in this very moment, you hear Kaido. I was about to call him Kaido. You hear Kaido cry out in pain as they are both sent tumbling down. Do they use his Ryuo too? Kaido's screaming? And they both just tumble down. Pierce his hide! And they all tumble down straight through the ground. And they go straight through the ground with enough of a shockwave to cause everyone to jump out of the way. They crash through the floor! They didn't do what I think they did they? Because to the Beast Pirate's knowledge, Kaido incurring an injury is something unheard of. So unheard of that the very thought of it actually happening is literally impossible in their eyes. But here the Akazaya 9 pretty much just did the impossible. They did what no one has been able to do. They did what only Odin and the Akazaya 9 have been able to, and themselves have been able to do. Like, the Navy couldn't even do it, despite the numerous times they tried to execute him. Were the pirates earlier just a distraction? Kill those samurai! There could be more intruders abound. And this is when all the samurai who were disguised as beast pirates shed their disguises and prepare to fight. Correct! But we won't let you get any closer to the Akazaya. Which means that all the samurai that have made their way there are keeping all the rest of the beast pirates, are going to keep all the rest of the beast pirates from interfering with this very personal battle between Kaido and Kinemon and the others. And of course, you have Big Mom just laughing at this whole insanity. I mean, she loves it. What's this? What a violent feast. Is Kaido dead or what? Whoa, they were in disguise. Aren't those the Yakuza we had imprisoned in Udon? And then it shows Luffy and Yamato making their way, trying to get there. Let's hurry. We have to help finish Kaido off. Those are the real vassals of Odin. Yeah, and they're tough. And then, before Yamato can even make her way over there, Ulti comes back to try and settle the score that, Yamato kind of started when she knocked her out with that Thunder Bagua. Oh, headbutt! And, Luffy can't remember names, so he just gives everyone nicknames. Ulti! You're going to pay for what you did to me. Whatever was the meaning of that, Yamato? It's what I would have done. This is the day when I become Kozuki Odin at last. I have no idea what that means. Are you crazy or stupid? And of course, since the Beast Pirates don't fully understand why Yamato behaves the way she does, nor did they hear her proclaim that she no longer considers Kaido her father, they try to tell her, like, young Master Yamato, it's an emergency, your father's been attacked, this area is crawling with enemies. Well, I'm not on your side anymore, let my father die. What? And of course, it shows Big Mom. It shows Big Mom was just mad hype at one moment. And now all of a sudden, she's no longer hype, and she immediately turns her attention to Luffy as soon as she sees him. Because, she mad. And in that instance, both Carrot and Nami both use their, abilities. Carrot uses her Electro, and Nami uses her Magic Climb Attack to both get themselves away from the homies that were originally imprisoning them. And then Big Mom starts to gun for Luffy. I came all this way just so I could kill you. And then we cut to Kaido.
All of Orochi's hallucinations no one believed have come to pass. The rumors of figures at Odin Castle, Punk Hazard, Dressrosa, the lost island of Zou. Oddly enough, you had been hiding in the shadows, cast by the very man I had my eyes on. Straw Hat! So you've allied yourselves with pirates.
So, even though Nekomamushi was the one to knock away the Kanabo from Kaido's hand, it still fell alongside him because it shows Kaido with his weapon in his hands as all of the Akazaya 9 surround him.
You persevered for 20 years, and in some cases traveled through time. You managed to recruit an army. But pirates will betray you. When they know you'll lose, they will abandon you and sail away. And I've already beaten Straw Hat Luffy into submission once. You speak slander! And I'm going to try and condition my voice as much as I can to the English dub actor because I've been watching the recent episodes of One Piece in the dub in Punk Hazard, and I got a good feel of what his voice sounds like. You speak slander. Sir Luffy is not like you. He will one day stand at the pinnacle of this sea. If every last one of us dies, he will remain. Mark my words, daybreak will come to Wano. That is the promise I made to my lord.
And then it cuts right back to the performance floor.
Why did you come here, Straw Hat? Don't tell me jokes about beating Kaido.
No, that's not it.
What? It's not, Luffy?
What was that, Straw Hat? What did you say, Straw Hat fellow? It's Kaido and you and your officers and Orochi and your followers. I came here to whoop the whole lot of you. It's an all-out war. And then, of course, Big Mom being Big Mom, she just brushes this off and starts laughing at it.
Don't get ahead of yourself. With what, a few hundred men?
And, of course, Queen is laughing. And then he gets shocked again when he finds out that an invading force of thousands has snuck in through the rear, which means that all the samurai that weren't with, all the samurai that snuck in, they are all pretty much making their way into the entrances that Denjiro and Kinemon made their way through. It's the samurai we arrested in the Flower Capital, the prisoners from Udon! It shows Kid with some samurai and Killer with some samurai, and it shows Zoro with some samurai as well. Then it shows Law with some samurai, so they're all of the supernovas, Zoro, Killer, Kid, Law, they're all with the other samurai. And then it shows Marco and Peros making their way towards the island as well. And like I said in the chapters and the previous chapters when we bring them up, they're not fighting one another. They're both traveling in the same direction. It doesn't look like Marco's chasing after him. It looks like Marco is keeping pace with him and traveling alongside. To what extent and for what reason, we still don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of theories out there, but at this current time, we don't know why they're traveling with one another, which means that at some point they had to have started talking to each other, which makes me wonder what did they talk about to make them come to at least a mutual standing of them not attacking each other until they get to wherever they're trying to go. Because otherwise we would have seen a fight otherwise we would have seen a glimpse of Marco, fighting Pero in one panel, as Oda can do sometimes, but it doesn't show that. So it begs the question, what did he and Pero talk about? But here, every last drunk on Onigashima, listen up! The party's over! Grab your weapons. Let's do it! Let's take back our Wano! And then, of course, it has Kaido laughing from the pit where they fell into.
I heard that, Straw Hat. Do it. I accept your challenge.
And he burst out of the ground in his dragon form.
I'll show you the greatest army in the world.
And of course, as he's tunneling his way straight up, shattering the roof of Onigashima itself, all the Akazaya 9 are holding on to him as they make their way up.
Sir Luffy, much appreciated.
Kinemon, I'll catch up later! And then, on the dome roof of Onigashima,
I think I sobered up. So if you want to do battle in open space is best, just like the last time. Only now Odin is dead.
And then it has Nekomamushi and Inuarashi both staring down because behind Kaido is a very apparent full moon.
But there's one more difference between that day and now.
We had a feeling you wouldn't be fighting inside the dome in dragon form, so we brought many a warrior from our kingdom with us, the Minks.
The Minks.
The snow is light, like flower petals. The perfect night to watch a full moon.
And here is the moment where I thought we were going to see Nekomamushi and Inuarashi's Sulong form, but we don't see that in the next chapter. Sorry if I'm spoiling that, but we don't. But it does set up quite a magnificent chapter, thus going forward. So, concluding with the last chapter of 988, I think I'm running through this fairly quickly, fairly well. Is everything good? It said that it wasn't receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, so you guys let me know if it wasn't moving smooth for you guys. I had to double check to make sure that it's still moving smoothly. Still looks like it's smooth. I gotta fix these pins. I gotta pin it to the inside of this so that it doesn't move at all and not just flop over. I gotta do that after the stream is done because, well, we got some ground to cover. I'll take care of that later. It's a minor thing, pay it no mind. Chapter 988, Sorry for the Wait. In this cover page, it shows Pound still going after his daughters because, dude is tough. He went all this way just to meet his daughters. They reject him because they think he's weird, but he doesn't care. He's going after his daughters to make sure they know that he's their father, even though they're being chased by the Navy and they're under a bombardment of cannonballs. This man is still swimming out at sea chasing after them, not caring. So, it shows Kaido out in the open.
Ah, yes, beneath the full moon, you Minks turn into moonlion berserkers known as Sulongs. Whoa-do-do-do-do-do-do.
And it shows all the rest of the Minks are there. There are hundreds upon hundreds of Minks that are there with them. And they all have their hats on to block the moonlight from getting in their eyes, so that way they can keep from going in Sulong too soon. Master Kaido! And the door bursts open, and we see Jack, and we see a whole bunch of other beast pirates and gifters. I see one that has like either a snake for a hand. I see one with a turtle for a body. I see one with a gorilla chest, like the whole chest and stomach area is just one big gorilla face. I see others. I'm trying to make out what other beast forms. I see people with multiple legs. So more insect-related gifters are there, just like a Daifugo. But Jack is there.
Stay back, all of you, Gara.
Jack is the very man who brought ruin to 1,000 years of peace in our city, despite our insistence that there was no samurai there.
I know for a fact they're not going to use that type of voice for Nekomamushi when he's actually revealed. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do this right now, because I'm tired of actually fixing it. We're doing it live. We're doing it live! I want to make sure that it's straight so it doesn't move whatsoever. A standard deviation for what I normally do, I know, but I want to make sure I got these on right and that they don't move whatsoever. There we go. They won't be moving anymore. I don't know why I didn't think of doing that earlier. Sorry, I just had to do that because I'm tired of flicking these things back on again. Sorry if that took too long, but I had to do it. And I know it's kind of distracting from, talking about what we were talking about before, but it just had to be done. But Jack is there, and he's there with looks like another one, and it's another one of the numbers. We'll get to that in a sec. But
I am the one they claimed was not there, Jack. They saved my life, and I intend to repay it many times over.
And then it shows it was you. So this is the first time that are those Disney pins. These actually came from the Kingdom Hearts Collector's Edition from back when they released the games on the PlayStation 3. So Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.5. And then this one is from the Deluxe Edition of Kingdom Hearts 3. So I didn't break them out until I actually started doing these reviews with this Admiral coat on. So these are the things that actually hold them down, because sometimes they don't want to stay on straight, but since I got them up here the way they are right now, I don't have to worry about them flopping out. So yay, it's nice. So this is the first time that Jack actually sees Raizo, the very person he was supposed to look for. And he's surprised to see that the very person he was trying to search for and destroyed much of the Ming village searching for is right there in front of him. But before Nekomamushi and Inarashi can go into their Sulong form, because they are very ready to fight, Roddy and BB, the Whale Force Guardians, they tell him to stand back and save their strength for Kaido, as they're going to fight. And they both go Sulong. Roddy becomes they all get massive Sulong forms. BB becomes a big giant version of himself with a giant mane. Can you think of imagine a gorilla. Just a regular gorilla. Strong. And then as soon as the full moon comes out, his hair grows longer and he becomes stronger than ever. Kind of like Rajang from Monster Hunter. Like Rajang turning into a furious Rajang. Or I don't know how to say its name. Rajang, Rajang, I don't know. But that's basically what BB becomes. And then then Roddy becomes that same way. The Musketeers all take their hats off, and we get a mink Sulong zebra, a mink Sulong lion, and a mink Sulong either wolf or coyote. Where the three Musketeers, Giovanni, Sicilian, and Concelat, they both transform. Then all the rest of the minks transform as Jack, Numbers, Nangi, and the rest of the Beast Pirates stand in front of Kaido as they prepare to fight.
Don't fall back, the Sulong lifespan is short.
Do your worst, we're all animals too! But not on the level of minks, though. And then we have Numbers Nangi just laughing. And then there's a massive explosion on the top of the Onigashima Skull Dome, where they all just start fighting. But we cut away from that as we cut right back into the performance hall, where Big Mom is staring up at the hole in the roof, and King and Queen are wondering where Jack went. Queen is all like, did Jack go up with them? Unlike you, he was considerate enough to leave. What? And then all of a sudden, King notices that Shinobu is trying to take the cuffs off of Momonosuke to get him off of that execution post. And of course, before she can do anything, she's grabbed by King and thrown out of the performance platform with enough force to make her ricochet off of a building she hits and go crashing into the ground. Shinobu! It didn't work! Is she okay? Oh no, Shinobu! Because Nami and Carrot were kind of counting on Shinobu being the one to get Momonosuke free, but King was receptive enough to see her try and go there. But in that instance, both the chains are broken from Momonosuke's arms, and he falls down, and they both break. And King is wondering, what the heck is going on? Queen is all like, what was that? And in that moment, Momonosuke starts floating. And before anyone knows it, before Momonosuke gets hit by King, he is blocked by none other than Sanji using his stealth black raid suit, and he just kicks in the same direction as King to keep him from hurting Momonosuke. Then Momonosuke is thrown to Shinobu as Sanji starts his little skirmish with King. King turns into his Pteranodon form, pins him with his beak, and they both go headfirst into another platform building that's out there on the performance hall. Sanji! Uh-oh, that looked bad. Yamao, you handle Momo. Help Shinobu protect him, huh? Can I? What do you mean, can I? Oh, right, it's only natural. He's my son, after all. You know, massive Odin fangirl right there. Just go! Then we have Big Mom riding on top of Prometheus, using Napoleon as a sword, but Zeus is unaccounted for at this moment.
Listen up, everyone. We're gonna kill every single last invading samurai, so we can start this party all over again.
And of course, the Beast Pirates are just cheering because that's what they like to do already.
The wedding, the tea party, the feast. You've destroyed everything I look forward to. Ikoku sovereignty!
And she launches her trademark sword shockwave with enough force to carve out a massive hole in the whole area, and it travels from the middle of where they are in Onigashima all the way out to the very outside of the island. So, like I said when I reacted to it, Big Mom's strength knows absolutely no bounds, and it is ridiculous.
Who's that monstrous crone? From the stories I hear, she's a pirate captain every bit as fearsome as Kaido. What then? They have two What? Then they have two Kaidos? Dang it, I want to go up there too, but if she follows me, that just means more enemies for them to fight.
And of course, that means pretty much right now, Luffy's going to have to contend in some way with Big Mom down there on the performance floor, because if he tries to go up to the roof, it's only going to cause more problems for Kinemon and the others, and Nekomamushi and Inorashi and the rest of the Minks. It's going to cause more trouble than they all need right now. So Luffy, at the moment, has no choice but to stay in that performance hall in order to make sure the rest of his friends don't have any more trouble than they already have right now.
So you've chosen the run. Come, Zeus!
And even though she tries to call for him, it doesn't really work because Nami has Zeus in her hands. You can't, Nami, she'll kill you!
Busted! Listen, Buster, you got a choice to make, me or Big Mom.
But I can't disobey Mama. He's really reluctant to do so.
You little cat burglar! If you go easy on her, I'll make you disappear, Zeus.
I'm sorry, Nami, die! He's attached to Nami because not only does he like being around her, but she's able to feed him weather balls that he considers extremely delicious. So he, in this moment, is very reluctant to harm her, even though he knows he has no other choice since he's a homie of Big Mom's own design. Activate Soul Sensor! The clock, I got rid of it, for I am the wind!
I hate your guts, we'll never be friends again!
And before anything happens to Nami, as she's about to be pretty much electrocuted, both Frankie and Brook come in with the Rhino cycle. Frankie pretty much smashes the cycle in the face of Big Mom, while Brook, at the same time, slices Zeus in half again. And Big Mom is hit with enough force where it literally just drives over her face and knocks her over. What? Who are they? Big Mom! And it shows Big Mom falling over and Zeus still not, reattached himself. He's just split in half while he's still in his electric thunder form. But we don't know what happens after that.
Oops, did I just run over something? Oh well.
Big bro!
Does someone have a runny nose?
So in this moment, Brook and Frankie come in massively clutch and save the life of Nami. while they also knocked down Big Mom. Now, I don't know if this incurred injury. I highly doubt that it did, but it did leave like a big old tire mark on her face, and I would like to think that Big Mom has never had that happen to her before. I don't think she's ever been run over like that. Pardon me. But it says the next chapter hits on September 6th, which means that this upcoming Sunday will be when we get this next chapter of One Piece. And that concludes all the chapters of One Piece that we got in the month of August. What did I think? It is really setting up... I know I keep saying that the final battle of Wano is about to begin, and it has. But it really has for a great deal of characters in the story. We have the Akazaya 9 and the Minks facing down Jack, one of the numbers, a bunch of Beast Pirates, and Kaido himself. Then we have Luffy having to stay in the performance hall in order to keep Big Mom from joining Kaido and causing more troubles for everyone else on the roof. Then we have Nami almost dying by getting electrocuted by Big Mom, but she's saved by Frankie and Brook. The only people who are unaccounted for are Jinbei, Robin, Usopp, and Chopper. Usopp and Chopper are still, for all intents and purposes, and as far as our knowledge goes, still in the same area of where the rest of the numbers are. Jinbei and Robin, I don't know if they're still mingling or if they've gotten rid of their Beast Pirates disguises and are now, fully dedicating themselves to fighting. That remains to be seen. But hopefully we get to see Jinbei and Robin and Usopp and Chopper in the next chapter. But now he's been more than cut, he's been bifurcated. Yeah, this is the second time that's happened to Zeus. The first time it happened was when Big Mom was, massively emancipated, chasing after the Straw Hats because she thought they had a cake. First time he did that, Big Mom almost fell into the sea, but was saved at the last second. Actually, was it Zeus? Was it Zeus that he cut, or was it Prometheus? No, it was Zeus. It was Zeus. But it just shows that there's so many clutch moments in all these chapters. But overall, let me just get back to the main matter here. I don't know where we're going to get. I don't know when we're going to get to the point where Usopp, Chopper, Jinbei, and Robin come back, but I really hope it's soon. Because I feel like with all these chapters that have been going on, they've been showing more and more Straw Hats coming in at the last possible second. And it's only a matter, like, we've already seen Zoro, he's with some samurai. We've already seen Sanji, he's dealing with King right now. I don't know if King is going to be his one big opponent for this Wano arc, but he's contending with King right now. Shinobu has Momonosuke. Yamato is over there going to make her way to where Momonosuke is, but I feel like she still has to contend with Ulti, because it doesn't show Ulti fighting Yamato. Let me just make sure. Yes, it does. It does show her fighting Ulti, so Yamato is still fighting Ulti, and she still has to go over and make her way to where Yamato is. Rest of the Flying Six isn't even here. Drake isn't there. We don't see Black Maria. We don't see Page 1. We don't see Sasaki. Last time we saw Sasaki, he was chained up to a post and gagged by Denjiro and some of the other samurai. So that leaves Drake, Black Maria, Who's Who, and Page 1 still unaccounted for. Who knows what they're doing? We don't know what Drake is doing, if he's relaying this information to the rest of the members of SWORD. We don't know what Who's Who is, where Who's Who is. Like, he knows that the performance hall is where all the action is. But I wonder if he has some other ideas in mind. Because he's really gunning for that lead performer's seat. The seat of one of the calamities. So who knows? Maybe he'll try and wait for an opportune moment to try and take down either King or Queen to take their position, so that he doesn't need to worry about them too often. He doesn't need to worry about fighting them at full strength, and he'll just let everyone else fight them. I don't know. We still don't know the capabilities of the Tobiroppo quite yet. We know what Drake can do. We know he can turn, he's a Zoan type, and he's also very strong. Strong enough for Kaido to consider him one of his Flying Six. But we don't know the capabilities of Sasaki, we don't know the capabilities of Who's Who, and we don't know the capabilities of Black Maria either. And they're all unaccounted for at this moment. So it leaves a lot of theories up in the air of when they're going to pop up, what are they going to do? Are we going to see Drake interact with any of the Straw Hats at all? What is he going to do? There's a lot of things to account for. Then we have to account for what is Queen going to do, because Queen, frankly, has not been doing anything this entire time he's been on Onigashima. He's just been performing, he's just been DJing with Scratchman Apu, who also is unaccounted for at the moment. We don't know where he's at. The last time we saw Scratchman, his kid was embedding a giant metal hand in his face. And then we didn't see much of him afterwards, so he's unaccounted for. We don't know what's going on in the Flower Capital, but that's just the Flower Capital. That's not where the big battle is going on. And I highly doubt the CP0 is gone, so who knows? Maybe they're hip to the situation and may try and take advantage of the fact that there is literally no authority in the Flower Capital at the moment. It was supposed to be Denjiro, who's supposed to be watching over the Flower Capital, but he's there. Orochi's not there, the Oniwabanshu is not there, the Mimi Warigumi's not there. There's literally no ginormous, powerful force that is in the mainland of Wano right now that is watching. Are we good? Okay. Alright, so it's been raining out, it's been gloomy out, and the internet's been acting funny, so I'm not going to keep you guys any longer than I already have. I'm actually going to try and keep this short a little bit because I don't want this to get messed up anymore. Okay, we're good? We're good. Alright. iTribe hasn't been fully... Okay, let me just see what you guys have been saying, because I've been doing all this talking, but I really haven't been reading all your guys' comments, so please forgive me. Big Mom might, in all likelihood, will finally have her penultimate comeuppance when she follows the Straw Hats to Elbaf. I think the final fight will be at the Flower Capital so the people of Wano can see the tyrants fall. I wouldn't be surprised if the fight is actually shown to the people at the Flower Capital using those light scroll snails. Those, light scrolls transponder snails, you know, the very same one they use to show videos and stuff everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if actually one of them gets turned on and they see all those fights going on. For me, there's a lot of plot threads that haven't been resolved through with Big Mom, like Vinsmoke. Big Mom family isn't even there. The other supernovas are not even here yet. The Giants and Third Eye Tri haven't been fully... iTribe hasn't been fully... I could see the next and last arc before Laugh Tale being Elfbath, which makes sense for Big Mom's last stand. But then that asks the question of where would Shanks pop up in this matter? A lot of arcs and a lot of big moments are dedicated to each individual Yonko. They always creep up. We don't need to know everything. I think we don't get all questions answered. See, there's so many things. There's so many things about One Piece. So many questions about One Piece, but I feel like if we get it all at once, or we just get it all in one big massive exposition dump, then it would kind of take away from the mystery for a lot of them. But I would have to think the Elbaf arc is Shanks' arc, seeing as how Shanks took over Elbaf. That is not confirmed, so are we good? Is everything good now? Yeah, some frames dropped. Are we at a comfortable level right now? Sorry, I had to take a moment to fix it. And now my frames look like they're going to be dipping a whole lot. I know I lost a couple of people due to the whole buffering issue, so apologies for that. Let me see. What have you guys been saying? Why does everyone need to be the son of somebody? I don't know. That's just a popular theory going around right now. But overall, sorry. Overall, I feel like these chapters of One Piece thus far have been extremely well done. And I'm looking forward to seeing the end of the Wano arc, but it just leaves so many more questions. You guys know the usual questions I ask. The whole thing that are going for with the Reverie, things involving Vegapunk, the Revolutionary Army, Marie-Joie, Im-sama. There's just so many things that we could be possibly covering after the Wano arc is over. And I feel like... there's just so much ground to cover in One Piece. But what did you guys think? Like, you guys will sit here and just listen to me rant and rave about all of these chapters that are going on, but what did you think of these chapters as a whole? What did you think of these chapters? We could have a whole separate thing for theories that everyone seems to have, for things that have yet to be confirmed, even as outlandish as they may be. I want to hear what you guys thought of these chapters specifically. What did you guys think? I just honestly want to know. It was a great month for One Piece. I think so as well. And now I want to play me some One Piece games. But I'm still mad and upset that we still haven't got any new info on the new stuff that is coming to Pirate Warriors 4. You know what? You really want to know? You really want to know what really grinds my gears? You really want to know? You really want to know what grinds my gears? The fact that Dragon Ball Universe, Xenoverse, is getting a lot more content. It's getting a lot more content 4 years after the game has been out. One Piece is only getting like 9 characters, not getting any new maps, not getting any new costumes, nothing new. And they still expect us to pay for these character packs. Yet it's not bringing anything new to the table. I'm sorry, that's just a very minor thing. But overall, you loved them. I loved them as well. They were very well done. What is it about these chapters that you like? I love the "It's a Raid" panel and Momo's "I will be the Shogun of Wano" name drop. Yeah, and the fact that Sanji says that, and that's one thing I kind of missed over, was the fact that he gave a thumbs up to Momonosuke saying, "Way to drop your name like a man." So, it's just so many hype moments with just 3 chapters. Remember when we used to get chapters like a full month in a row, and we would just go one after the other, and sometimes we would get a chapter with a break in it, we were thinking, oh no, a break. And now we're at the point where we get, like, I don't know, 2 chapters, and then we get a break, and we're all like, oh, we're jumping at the bit, we need to find more info. But overall, this was a very good sequence of chapters, and I'm anxious to see what happens this upcoming Sundays as well. I'm just reading. I hope you guys don't mind if you mind. I'm just reading through all the comments that you guys have posted. Interesting. Think people, when it comes to Yonko, is about what you are able to accomplish. That's why they call them Yonko. I'm just going up the list and reading through all these comments. Pretty good Peter Griffin impression. It's horrible, so I wouldn't call it my best. Well, we'll see in the next 10 years how it ends. Yeah, from the way One Piece is going, it looks like it can go for a full another decade. But what a decade this has been, hasn't it? This has been quite... I honestly feel like what's going on in the world right now, I feel like we would have gotten a lot more One Piece chapters. I would like to believe. But with the way things are going on right now, there's just so much slowdown with a lot of things, which explains a lot of the breaks that we're getting, a lot of delays that we're getting, and a whole bunch of other things. Speaking of which, I hope you guys are staying safe out there. Because, this thing that's going on in the world right now, it has not left, it's not gone, it has not slowed down, and a lot of people out there are making it worse. So please, for the life of both yourself and the others around you, please be careful whenever you go out. Don't just assume that you going out for just a split second means that it just automatically means you're safe. You still need to take precautions. Please be safe out there. There's just a whole bunch going on. Been 2 years in Wano so far. Have we really been reading Wano chapters for 2 years? Has it really been that long? Even though Oda said he wants to end in 5 years, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's too soon to say whether or not One Piece will end or not, because it's, One Piece is the only thing keeping us sane people together. That and video games. At least that video games and my family. Well, family, One Piece, video games. Specifically in that order. So, it's a lot. It really is a lot. I look forward to doing these because everyone needs a break. When are we going to do our live stream? I still need to work on that. I still need to find a great free day when I'm doing absolutely nothing and I don't have anything planned. I still need to work that out. So there's no set concrete date quite yet. But this is why I do what I do, because there's so many people out there right now who are, some people are depressed and sad about things that are going on. They can't hang out with their friends and do whatever. I honestly, and it can be hard for people. So we got to keep our spirits up. It may be difficult, and I can't expect everyone to behave the same way that I do. But we got to keep our spirits up in the mists of what's going on in the world right now. It's tricky, it's difficult. But, But I also kind of don't want to keep you guys here any longer, because then I'll start rambling, and that's not what you guys are here for. You guys are here to just hear my reflections on One Piece and the other. Random versus battle, Jigglypuff versus Kaido, and Byakuya versus Xemnas. Byakuya versus Xemnas? That's I can see that. But Jigglypuff versus Kaido? How? What? That is a very, very obscure matchup. That's even more random than Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie. How would that even work? But yeah, I don't want to linger here. I don't want to linger here any longer than I have, because I also smell food. I smell food. I smell garlic bread and homemade Italian goulash with a side of greens. Time to go. So, thank you everyone for coming out to see this Reflections. I went on far too long than I needed to. I probably should have ended it. I'm looking at my playback. It escapes me the faces that I make whenever I'm doing these videos. I never quite see my face whenever I do this. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it here because I smell food. I'm about to go eat. And thank you for coming out to see me. Hope you all enjoyed. And if I got any newcomers here, whether you're here in the live stream or you've been watching my stuff over all this time, then maybe consider subscribing because I'm looking to grow this channel even more. And it's what I do. I literally love doing this. And I'm always looking to entertain more and more people because the world needs a lot more happiness and a lot more positivity. And that's what I try to bring to my channel every time I give stuff to you guys. So give it a thought. That's only if you find my content worth your time. So with that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.